Hello, thank you for joining us for the Whole Health series. I'm Whitney Ortiz with Whole Health Self-Care. This series convenes women leaders from around the world who share tools, tips, and strategies for how today's women professionals can feel better, enjoy a greater quality of life, and have the enhanced capacity to be able to lead with compassion, both at work and at home. I'm so thrilled to have with us Dr. Denise Abulafia. Denise was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and she is here with us from there right now. She is a social entrepreneur and received her PhD in neuroscience from the University of Miami. From there, she moved to Mexico, where she spent 5 years combining technology, education, and science to create online learning experiences for students of all ages. After returning to Argentina in 2011, she launched educatina.com, an online learning platform that reaches more than 6 million students monthly. She currently advises corporations and organizations worldwide on developing innovative online trainings for diverse audiences, while she helps women entrepreneurs scale their businesses in Argentina. Thank you so much, Denise, for being with us.
Well, thank you, Whitney. What you're doing with all these women and her business, it's amazing. So, thank you very much for the possibility to interact with your audience, which is great.
Well, thank you. And thank you for all that you do all the time to support women entrepreneurs throughout the Americas and otherwise. And you've had this amazing opportunity throughout your career to support and work with women from diverse contexts. As a scientist, as a professor, and as a social entrepreneur, business entrepreneur, what have you found to be some of the biggest challenges that women leaders who you've worked with and come across deal with through their mind, body, and spirit? And what are some of the ones that you yourself have had to move through?
Oh, well, one of the things that I have learned during all these years, because I've been said that we have to have a work-life balance. And I never was able to achieve that. I was stressed all the time because I have so many things to do at work with my project, or I just was starting a project, but I also have 3 kids, and I have a husband, and I have a family, my parents, and I have friends, and I want to have a healthy life, and I want to, to take care of my spirit and my body, and everything was so stressful. So during so many years, until I got at the time that I was said that actually work-life balance does not exist, for at least for most of us. And I was scared, like, how is that possible? But then the good news is that I realized that it doesn't exist at a certain time. But if we see our life as a dynamic timeline, where there are some cycles where we need to put some more extra energy to work. For example, when we are starting a project or our company or our business, we need to put a lot of energy and time on this cycle. But then we need to be aware that we need to combine these cycles with other cycles where we need to recharge our energy, where we need to face time to take care more deeply with our kids and with our family, and we need to take care of the way that we eat, the way that we exercise, the way that we connect with our spirit. And then you are prepared again to go to a cycle where you go back with your energy to the work. That doesn't mean that you stop working. That means that you set your cycles so you can have this work-life balance, but in a more broad period. And that helped me a lot, because I have cycles that go around 1 or 2 years, and it helped me very much to now understand that I can have shorter cycles. I can do a 2-month or 3 months cycles, and that helps a lot to keep me healthy and connected with important things in life.
That's such a powerful insight and awareness. I think will resonate with a lot of the women on listening here, because it connects so much to nature too. If you think of how nature works through cycles, and if we give ourselves the permission to develop the kinds of flows, the ebbs and the flows that really work well for us, and recognizing within that we are systems, and that it's the balance within us that is going to be so individual. For you, as you said, it even went to years of like an intense period and then time to just replenish and reboot. And other times it could be months, or it could be days or weeks, and thus to find what works well for us, and to recognize that it is that flow that we are really searching for and giving ourselves, rather than trying every day to be like, am I in balance and feel so out of balance? You know, really, what is that?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, hopefully everybody can do this exercise of understanding their own cycles,
Mm-hmm.
and 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 I mean, fortunately, everybody can go to a very short, as you said, days, maybe weeks, something that is very short that enables you to reconnect or recharge very efficiently.
Mm-hmm. And for the women who are heads of organizations and heads of businesses or heads of large teams, to utilize that language and give others on their teams and in their organizations the permission to do that, the acknowledgement that it's necessary, to create that kind of culture within the work environment, that we all need this kind of replenishment. And sometimes we really need to just push through and work really hard and intensely. And the same at home.
Exactly. Actually, I talked a lot to my kids. I
Mm-hmm.
said, mom is going to go into a cycle now where she's going to be very busy at work, and we are going to spend a little less time, or maybe, a lot less time during the following month, because I need to put my head and my energy into work. But then they know that there's another cycle coming, that we are going to spend much more time, and they learn how to deal with that, and they are okay with that, because they prefer that. They know that then it's coming a lot of much more time with mom, more efficiently, than it's always this line of it's like I'm here but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
So at least in my family it worked very much, and with the women that I work around, it's starting to work very nicely as well. So hopefully that will work for you too.
That is beautiful. And as many women professionals are really grappling with how to best lead within the home when we have the need for more hands-on learning within the online learning that's happening due to the pandemic. And because you are such an expert in this area, I wanted to refer specifically to your innovation of educatina.com, and being the largest online learning platform throughout Latin America. And during this time when education is changing so much and will continue to, likely, what is your vision for online learning for all ages and in diverse contexts around the world?
The first thing that I would like to say is that the online learning experience that we are facing right now in most of the world is not actually online learning. I would call it emergency kind of virtual learning. Because if everybody thinks that this is a real, very good planned online learning experience, this is not. I haven't seen at this point very, very good experiences in the online environment. Actually, what is going on right now is that most of the kids are getting exhausted of the online experience. They don't want to still facing with the cameras and with the Zooms and everything, because we are not doing things right. We are doing what we can.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been working in online learning experiences from 15 years now. After I finished my PhD in neuroscience, I understand the way that the brain actually learns when we use technology. But this is not what we should be doing. The problem is that teachers around the world are not trained how to create these online experiences. And we need to figure out that what we have in technology regarding to learning is just the beginning, it's just starting. All the work that is showing up in the following years is going to be amazing for the online experience. What I mean here is that, for example, like we see video games, PlayStation games, the quality, the experience, the immersion experience in the gaming is, very, very far ahead of what we see in content, educational content. But all this is transforming, because when we talk about online education, we are talking mostly about two things: personalized learning pathways. Like you and me, we don't learn at the same pace. We are not interested in the same things. So technology in the online or virtual environment invite us to recognize through the artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, and many other technologies that can be used, machine learning, to really understand what you need to learn, what my kid need to learn, what her kid need to learn, and create personalized learning pathways. And the other thing is that all these systems will need to figure out not only what we need to learn, but also which is the way, if it's more visual, if it's more auditive, if it's more, in any other experience that will, for our brain, it will be more efficiently. And this is starting to happen. So one of the things that we need to learn from all these experiences that we are facing right now in this emergency is that technologies are starting to show up, but we need to be very creative in the way that we create these experiences. Schools, organizations, for kids and for adults as well, because we are going to be starting to be lifelong learners. The world is changing so fast with me, so fast that we don't actually know what our kids today need to learn for the future of their works. Because scientists and the science knowledge and the technology knowledge is growing so fast compared to other stages in the area of the world, that today we are not sure what is the content that we need to learn for 20 years from now. But we do know that they need to learn how to learn for their whole life. So we need to be very creative and very immersive in how we create experiences online that are scalable for many, 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 many students or adults learning, but also very personalized. So we can actually engage students to want to keep going and going and going for many, many years. So this is not very easy, but the good news is that we are on track on getting there in the following years.
It is mind-boggling for somebody who is new to this space, and I speak on behalf of other mothers out there who are trying to figure it all out, and you give hope that someone's like, don't worry, right now, things are evolving quickly. It will be there. And in the meantime, just recognize that it is coming. And we have learned a lot with your leadership and others over the years of where to really be honing in and that personalized approach to learning and what are going to be the skill sets that go forward. And some things that we know from neuroscience of how people learn. And that's what is so just incredible about the expertise that you bring to the table. And I know that many corporations and organizations hire you as a consultant to help define what is going to be the future of our learning experience and how each individual can really get the most out of it in the way that's going to resonate with him or her. So it's just absolutely tremendous. I would love to speak now directly to the business owners, entrepreneurs, and heads of organizations out there who are looking for that kind of guidance and that expertise, to really be aware of what needs to be in place to make it an enjoyable experience, as well as what is going to help to propel us into the future economies and societies and others. So I'd love for you to share a little bit, if you could, about, how people could really match the interests and the abilities and the forward idea creation for those entrepreneurs out there.
I think it's very important what you're saying in terms of, we need to understand when we want to scale up our business that we need to start thinking, we need to have a mindset of using technology, and we need to have a mindset of scale up our businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to continue growing our business, we need to have these two things in mind, because technology is the tool that we need, the actual tool that we need to connect these two worlds. Technology is the tool,
Mm-hmm.
and the idea of the scale up is the plan. Why I'm saying this? Because one of the things that I have seen for these so many years getting with other women's business is that we just plan up to one step in the stair, or maybe two, maybe three steps, because we don't know. We don't know about Bitcoin, we don't know about machine learning, we don't know about virtual reality, and all the things that I'm saying now is not something that is spreading out there as nobody's using it. Companies are using it all the time at this point. We need to learn these technologies because it's not about the future. Today is just the present. So we as a business owners, we need to start learning these things. We need to start going into the web and find classes and courses about this type of technologies and how we can actually adapt this to our businesses so we can scale up our businesses worldwide. But also we need to start thinking internally, how are we going to start creating the culture in our organizations that lifelong learning, it's very important. Mm-hmm. We don't want to hire people that we need to start teaching them all the time what they need to do. We want to have people that they will figure out what's next, what's the next technology we need to use, that how we can solve problems based off the things that are out there. We need to have people that are autonomous in terms of learning continuously. And for this, and this is what I do with organizations, is I help them in many departments how to create these online learning experiences to go worldwide or to go nationally with their teams in terms of the learning of technical things, or if they go with their communities, how they can actually teach their communities about the importance of taking care of the community problems, or many areas of the companies. So I think it's part of the culture of the new companies, and women are very sensitive to these kind of things, and we need to take care of and take advantage of that. So I would say keep learning all the time, keep aware that we have a lot of technologies that are happening today, and there will be much more coming in the following years. We need to be updated because this is the today, and this is the future of our companies.
Right. And this is just such a tremendously huge topic to even just begin to delve into. And for those who want to learn more, they can go to your website to connect with you through there. Is that right? www.deniseabulafia.com. And we are just so grateful for all that you have shared and just to give us so much to think about and reflect on for within our work as well as within our homes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Whitney. It was a pleasure, and hopefully we will get this message to many women that are dealing with the frustration of and the excitement of getting new businesses, but also to do it right, to plan it right, and to grow it right. So thank you very much for the opportunity.